Savage and J Lava is in the fucking building with the Keep It P podcast, motherfucker.
Von Savage and J Lava on the new podcast. They Keep It P podcast, where they take news, situations, and everyday occurrences and show how one could or could not be keeping it P.
I'm keeping P. As a matter of fact, keep it P, but then again, keep it PG, PE. Alright, it's Professor Griff. I'm out of here.
B1 to the family. This is Kendra Blackwood with Hold the Mayo, the segment where I bust down and expose the lies in these here articles. But before I get started, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Hot Lava Music TV YouTube channel, Von Savage Media YouTube channel, and all the channels on the network. And with that being said, Black Americans continue to see higher jobless rate despite market recovery. No shit, Sherlock. I mean, tell me something that hasn't already been true. The pandemic was a reset. Now they're ushering in model citizens to take African Americans' place. It's a lot of hiring for bilinguals only out there. But I digress. It goes on to say, even as economists celebrated a job market recovery seen from the beginning of the pandemic, when unemployment peaked at 14.8%, to November when unemployment was 4.2%, Black Americans have continued to see a much higher jobless rate. In November, Black Americans had an unemployment rate of 6.7%, while the unemployment rate for white Americans was 3.5%. The gap is even more pronounced between men. Black men had an unemployment rate of 7.3% in November, while white men saw an unemployment rate of 3.4%. That this disparity has continued over the course of the pandemic is unsurprising to economists who have long paid attention to the racial gap in unemployment numbers. Valerie Wilson, director of the Economic Policy Institute's program on race, ethnicity and the economy, said that occupational segregation has meant that Black Americans were less likely to be able to work remotely amid lockdown orders. Many Black workers were given the choice of keeping jobs where they faced greater risks or deciding that the risk was not worth it. The 2-to-1 disparity has still been pretty consistent, and I think that says a lot to just how deeply entrenched those labor market inequalities are, Wilson said. Black Americans have long faced discrimination in hiring processes. One study from 2017 showed that Black Americans who remove references to their race on their resumes are twice more likely to get interviews. The unemployment rate is even consistent across educational levels, with the unemployment rates of Black Americans who have a high school or bachelor's degree being twice that of white Americans who hold the same degree. Though many companies promise to reevaluate their hiring processes and focus on diverse recruitment following the massive protests after the murder of George Floyd in summer 2020, the racial gap in the unemployment rate still managed to stick. Other figures show that little progress has been made. There are just 5 Black CEOs leading Fortune 500 companies, and Black full-time workers are still making more than 20% less than white full-time workers. Basically, people ain't trying to work for those slave wages no more. And you got to pay what you weigh. It goes on to say, even the gains that Black Americans have seen in employment numbers come with caveats. In November, the unemployment rate for Black women jumped 2%, from 7% to 5%, the largest decrease for any group. While the number reflects Black women starting jobs, it also reflects tens of thousands of women who left the workforce last month, more than 90,000, according to government figures. Even while moms across the board have faced problems with childcare during the pandemic, research has shown that Black mothers in particular have faced the toughest childcare issues during the pandemic. Wilson said there are multiple policies that need to be in place to address the unemployment rate gap, but noted the complacency policymakers seem to have with the 2-to-1 disparity between the Black and white unemployment rates. Part of the challenge and difficulty in addressing it is that it sort of becomes normalized, like oh, okay, that's just how it works, without us actually sort of questioning and interrogating the way that we understand those disparities, Wilson said. Anyway, pull up season on you sucker MCs. Don't forget to join us on Patreon. I got 4 words for you. Go grab a shirt. And love, peace, blessings and Meloa.
Music TV.
Everybody know you can get the money from that ride before you went on stage. I told you motherfucker I got your money yet, man. Fuck you, man. You ain't got the money yet. Fuck you think you is, motherfucking Ron O'Neal or something? What you gonna do? I'm supposed to be scared now because you got a pistol, motherfucker.
I got the PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, Chime.
Look, I don't play with this shit. You don't even know what I gave to this shit. Self-made with this shit. I slay with this shit. Been a lot of roads I done paved with this shit. Look, see, I don't play with this shit. You don't even know what I gave to this shit.
Kyrie with the give and go. I get it cheap for the low. More snow than the Eskimo big birdies. Taking flight, change your life in one night. By 2 a.m. if you do it right. Up late like nigga night. Small fish, big appetite. Get an extra 4 if you whip it right. Got good gas and it's light bright. Got big balls and a good pipe. One calling this night. Drake go.
He been hula hooping through loopholes, working round shit.
You can count lava down, but you can't count them out, baby. Life give me lemons, I make lemon rain die.
He been hula hooping through loopholes, working round shit. All of your misconceptions, you thought I would miss my blessings.
Serious.
All of your misconceptions, you thought I
gotta go, gotta hustle to get it. If you ain't talking business, little shawty, you trippin'. I gotta go, I really ain't got time. You can holler at me later, shawty, bang my line.
Hey, Ray Ray.
Hey Rihanna, hey girl, how you doing? I'm into you like Trump's in the Putin. I know that might sound a little confusing. I had to say it for my own amusement. What I'm trying to say is, can we go cruising? Top down, blow some good gas, and listen to Blueprint. Maybe do something stupid. I guess that depends on Q.
Brushy cream, leaves, Keith, oil, premium bud. Man, I hustle in the street, but I'm a freak with the love.
bring that ass over, tryna bring it back. I'm a big dog, tryna bring it back. I'ma slide in the way to bring it back. Let a nigga tap, tryna bring it back. Tryna bring it back. Tryna bring it back.
All I wanna do is see you move it. All I wanna do is see you get down. All I wanna do is see you move it. All I wanna do is see you get down. All I wanna do is see you move it. All I wanna do is see you get down. All I wanna do is see you move it. All I wanna do is see you get down.